Hello, good evening, and welcome to episode number 99 of Trophy Hunting. I am Stig, your bud driver for the evening. And we're back on F1 25. Before we go anywhere, let's claim these bits from the podium pass. What do we get here? We get an emblem. Not that interesting if we're being completely honest with you. To be fair, I quite like that helmet, but I'm not going to pay 5k for it. So move on to my team. Off to the Netherlands. I'm just going to position one. I'll have a look at that in a moment. Fair, I'll probably work it out from that screen, but 10 rounds of the season to go. Maybe we do that across 2, maybe 3 streams. So now look towards the engineering. Do you have facility improvements? All about really getting first workforce up as quickly as we can now. Phase 4 on any of the sections will give us another trophy. Of that. No matter where we get them, to be fair. Driver Evo will do that. Sign upgrades. We are 15, so that's Callie's. Race development. Failure, unfortunately. Got to do that there. Chassis. Everything else is done. And we do here 4,000 and odd points. Nothing in aero. That in at the chassis. Do that, but we haven't got enough points. So always there's some durability, but we're not going to do that. Will, however, have we done the owner training? I feel like we have done. Can't check the activities. We are of course Cali for the weekend. We'll move on. Of course, skip through a quick practice. Maybe a spot phone. There. Go to actually racing around in the qualifying and race sessions. Get that fourth qualifying pace one in. Plenty of guys around for the early access of Football Manager. We do not have ourselves. See how the game plays with everybody else streams first and make an executive decision later on. For me. 3 bits again. That. Might be enough to do a development now. Not many. So we'll get ahead to the Dutch Grand Prix qualifying now. Did notice there that we've got some water for the race. Really what I'm after.
Just look at that sea of orange. No surprises if I tell you we're here in Holland. And
it is, and hopefully we get a bonus for having our car orange. Calimere and Esteban Ocon are our two drivers. To have Mayer and Schumacher. It's either one, but the German wanted to more money and go to Ferrari. His loss. Excellent. Look to see he was leading the championship. The guy's second or fourth in the championship. 20 points off with our second drive. Cali, so that's not too bad for us. 10 races in the 10 feature races rather in the race that go with them. I think there's 3 more. Can check that one in a bit. That appears to be the wing. It cost us quite a bit in damages.
You've got pole position.
Jeff's still excited though. At least someone's happy with me. Getting pole.
well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry. We'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
Probably Leclerc or Russell. Leclerc, I think. Leading the championship. We can bring it up on the screen. We're about to enter. There he is. Leclerc leading the championship. Cali only 25 points off though. Something we will look to try and overturn. And it's with Cali or with Esteban. Said Cali should have the number 1 on her car, seeing as she's the current world champion. I wonder if we can just update the SRL website yet. Had race 5 last night. Instead of it being COTA, it was originally on the calendar. It was swapped for Bahrain. So Bahrain was last night, COTA.
Welcome along then to the North Sea coast and to the Zandvoort circuit. We're 25 miles away from Amsterdam for today's Dutch Grand Prix. It's a race the great Jim Clark won on 4 occasions, leading for an astonishing total of 370 laps. 2.6 miles then make up a lap here at a very wet Zandvoort circuit, where some tricky braking zones and sudden drops can make it all too easy to slide off into the gravel. 14 corners overall, a 678-metre main straight. That will provide the best chance for overtaking.
Right, shut up now, Crofty.
And joining me in the commentary box this afternoon, the First Lady.
Thankfully, I'm not going to be driving the cockpit view because that will look horrendous with the rain and all. I don't know who to take.
Okay, we're monitoring some wear on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power.
I think I've made a note of that on the whiteboard next to you to change the components. See how bad they are. Probably not the best thing to do while going through corners. 74% isn't overly bad. I need to be concentrating on the road itself rather than what my worst component is. This is why the engine sounds really rough compared to normal. That one okay. Actually, he doesn't seem to be moving from 74, which is a little bit of a relief. On lap 2 now. The Europa League and Conference League this evening, not sure on any of the scores. Forest leading, I think 1-0 at the break. Kind of not want to drive in the... Well, probably because I've not put a decent setup on yet. Yeah, the IC is not moving at all. So let's take a massive bonus. How was your day, week been, chat?
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
But the AI is struggling if that's the fastest lap of the race so far. Going around the hairpin there at the higher part of the banking, which is the way they do it in real life, so whether it's faster in game or not, I'm not sure. We should have changed the phone at the end of the last stream. Knew that by leaving them I'd forget, and here we are. Another partner for this evening. Let's do.
The turbocharger's on its last legs. Let's try to keep mileage on it to a minimum.
Shut up, Jeff, and try to talk. I'll do 4 or 5 of these. Potentially some of the invitationals if Pulsey's around. Said he might have his head stuck in Football Manager business this evening. Right, he's playing it all. Doing admin with it. Not sure. Hopefully the former, not the latter.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
25-0. What's there? Not mean to press that. Back to where we were again, thank you. Just unplugged my controller because it was getting a bit short pre-stream. Hopefully we'll be fine for the rest of it. Hopefully the audio came through alright while I was charging. If not, welcome. Yeah, probably going to be doing 4 or 5 of these. I guess from Zandvoort to probably 18 or 19th rounds. Might do some invitations. Pulsey's around. I know you mentioned last week that he was interested in helping out.
Hard for that one. Congratulations. Well done.
Woo! Yes!
If the game stopped talking, then carry on.
And what a win today! What? Here comes.
Right. Should be fun on.
After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out?
I'll kind of second there off getting a point. That was us qualifying for that 10k. We've actually got to do some work and get rid of Mercedes. I'm sure I can do that. The sentiment not going quite up quite as fast as it was last week because of the double XP weekend that we had. The game free on all platforms. If you missed the SRL this week, just the one race at Bahrain last night, you can catch that on the YouTube or on Twitch if you're watching this in the first week. Let's get all of this done. So we are in a rivalry with Mercedes. We are going to do the Rotis and the powertrain, research that. we're doing that and the suspension geometry. Development, probably going to tell us one of the fuel tanks done. Perfect. Side upgrades. I'm going to put this on Ocon's car. So driving is him next. Under management. Of course, we need to do this. Even the game's going to remind me. Superb stuff from the game. Change all of those. I'm happy everything's changed there. Personnel department done. Look at all of them. Of course we didn't claim them previously. Nothing to add from there. Again, we've done that previously. Driver talks to do. It looks like corporate's going to be the one that we unlock first. So Callie, we're probably going to talk. Yeah. Actually know which one we need to do to unlock the trophy. If we go on trophy hunting link, PSNP, to know what we got to do yet. We have ourselves a trophy guide on there. To that momentarily. Now, engineering workforce, I think we cover. Or we're likely to cover by the time she needs to sign the deal. Fan rating we've definitely done because we are level 7. Vehicle performance, we are 3rd currently. Let's go and have a look. Apologies for we've seen nothing of this. Where is it? Of course, I didn't choose the option that show, well, rather hide all the trophies I've already got. Give me a second. Success. Few counter offers when offering a driver a new contract and choose the lowest percentage option. No. Counter offers. So The lowest one.
Okay, we've sent out counteroffer. Try not to worry. A bit of back and forth is normal. That's business after all. I'll be back if I hear anything.
Let's do that. I'll try that with Ocon as well, I think. Engineering 255. Thing is, I think we should sign with that expectation. Hulkenberg and Alonso were not too fussed with. Nor with Lando. We'll get to that trophy in a bit. Speaking of Ocon, let's see what we're going with this week. Let's head to Monza. And completely dry weekend. It's great. Happy with that. Then a wet one. Strat. I think 50% points or more. Can try at this green sector, but unlikely to get it. As you can see there. For our viewers, welcome. Sig, your bad driver for the evening. Once we get practices out of the way, that is. I stream 3 times a week. Sundays and Wednesdays when we have the SRL. That will be on 9:15 UK. Thursday night we go trophy hunting. Try and knock some trophies off from games that we have for PS4 and PS5. Current iteration of the F1 game is where we currently sat. Leave ourselves enough time there, but we'll move on. So any streams that we do end up going onto YouTube. SRL Stig, all one word for that. You can find all of the SRL stuff going back several seasons on there, as well as all of the trophy hunting streams that we've done, of which this is number 99. Question is, what do we do for stream 100 next week? That is the question. You can send me your suggestions as well, either on this Twitch page, the YouTube page, or on Blue Sky where I am at. Stick 7 TFM. I'll spell. Stick 7 TFM. .bsky.social or to the SRL page, which is srllive.bsky.social. Monza and new components. The combination we've got here. be on this weekend. We'll be 2/3 of the way through the season. We are losing out power down the straight despite being at top speed. Not where I want to be. Somehow managed to get it slowed down for the chicane there. A few of those around the circuit. 3 in total. See the WhatsApp message. Need that in a moment. Another streaming friends. Hairdryer FM. Read that during the loading screen, I think. Comfortable pole for us.
Okay, good job, mate. Really, really well done. That was a fantastic drive. Bring it home.
So I've got a copy of FM for you. Interesting. Was not
With
expecting
qualifying
that as a
wraps up
message.
now, we have our grid line up for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
Sure will. Callie up there in 7th as well, just off the second Mercedes. Appears the decision about FM may be taken out of my hands here. And if he's got it, me just because I was mentioning it on stream, he didn't have to.
Welcome to the home of the Parabolica, now known as the Curva Alboreto in tribute to the Italian motorsport legend Michele Alboreto. It's a long right-hander. It dares you to keep your foot as far down on the throttle as you possibly can. It's one of the great corners on the calendar, and we're here. And before we begin, and alongside me today, a man small in stature.
Here we go again here. Trust them. Someone forgot to actually put the clutch into the right. I'll assist Russell off the track. I'll put him down. Lower a little bit. Just don't get your hopes up there with me. Sounds as though some strings are being pulled.
There's a new strategy.
It's a new strategy. Don't drive into the back of him like an absolute muppet. Leclerc's buggered off there. Not sure I touched any of them, but the game seems to think so.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled.
Oh, we've got it stopped in time. Right, we're either on Lando that. Why? Hairdryer post race.
Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push.
Easy. Barely get it stopped in time though. Do some chicken with Leclerc. Well, that said, if he gets that bad an exit, we might actually break the 1 second here. You have done, because the activation point's there. Sorry, detection point's there, and activation point's
That was the
round
fastest
the
lap of the race. Keep this
start
up. Well
line.
done.
Don't get your hopes up. Wasn't planning to. Look at that momentarily. Reply to that momentarily. Not have a look. Already seen it. That's over the curb stick. I keep half of those.
Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap.
Indeed, rock on. Go rock on. Try again. Leclerc. The only say he's doing something here. We're going to outscore him. Kelly, I assume, is just off Schumacher. I'd ask Jeff to tell me, but it's useful information, so he's not going to tell me that. Could ask him for the gap though. Again, doing the...
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 19.3 seconds. They're all fresh softs. Time last lap, 1 minute 26.8.
Well, surely going to be enough for some points. Even if it's, say, 4 or 6 for finishing 7th, 6 or 4 for finishing 7th and 8th respectively. All those positions. As we finish the race.
Oh, you worked hard for that one. Congratulations, well done.
I'm speechless, guys.
Esteban Ocon can see the checkered flag. Victory is his.
So how many points has Callie delivered us in the other car?
It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Callie with 4 points to help her total out. Russell down in 15th. What a shame that is. $4K damage for Callie. Not me this time. Move ahead of Mercedes. Russell, it seems, slipped off the road. Wasn't me, boss.
We finished researching an upgrade and it's ready to be developed. Be sure to visit the development area as soon as possible.
Develop it in a moment. All about improving the facilities. CAD Sim software is going to be massive towards where we're going with those. Not far away with corporate from doing a lot of things here. Development. Let's get both of those done. Nose will go on Esteban's car, I think. Research what can we do now. Of course, we've got enough points to go and do some durability, but no, thank you. Work hard to do the facilities for that. Got all of those. Do any of the focuses. Let's do ourselves some long focus research. Of course, I'm going to celebrate winning. Contract driver focus. We'll do that as well. Look. Do all of those. That'll tell me there's some durability to do, which we're not interested in.
Bad news, I'm afraid. They were dissatisfied with the terms we sent over. You'll have to let us know if you want to go back in for them.
Not shocked that Kelly dismissed what we had to say. View the counter offers. Select the highest percentage offer. So that is going to be that one. Also going to do the same with Ocon.
Bad news.
Yep, I know. At least one of them should sign. Probably Callie, you know. Owner training, let's have a look at this. Could have done with that one, the better deal. Have a 10% better chance of success. Let's do the fan outreach. Don't know whether we can do that before the race actually. Do not quite have the time, so I'll have to do that next time out. Research, we know what that is.
A sponsor sees potential in us and wants to explore a partnership.
Absolutely. An excuse to get more money for the team. Development, we've done the nose. Go on, the rotor's here. Let's do that. Probably only one of those will end up going on the car at a time, but that's fine by me. To get ourselves wind tunnel improvements. It's really about getting more of the workforce into the team. Let's get sponsor loyalty with secondary sponsors.
Hey, Chief. Just a reminder to kick off some research projects. We don't want to fall behind our rivals, and we haven't got anything in the pipeline at the moment. Thanks.
Yes, I know, Matthias. Nothing I really want to go and get. Odd numbered race means that Callie is our driver. So it's all about avoiding smashing into the castle for me here. Easier said than done, of course. Get going with the quick practice. Just proper tease me there with small numbered session in the middle, but we've nailed the 2-meter thing there, roughly the width of the car. Happy with that. Some more tyre management. We're obviously going to get this 100% in low tyre wear. Be nice. Have a go with this clean sector. That is a full house for the tyre management. We love that. Even if we only get 10 of the 15 practice bits done, can't complain. It will give us some reductions in the prices for these parts when we eventually look to do them. $5.20. What a chance we'd nailed that as well. There we go, 11 in total. That is a very good set of practice sessions. Plenty of development points we will have to look at our next upgrade. Probably look at the powertrain again, to be honest with you. There's one thing I think we haven't done there that we've unlocked. Don't quite have the straight line speed with this car. Hopefully have better cornering than some of the others. Hopefully have better cornering than some of the others. Does not include smacking into the wall. But a Pratt. Get round turn 2 this time. It's Piastri rather than lock on there. Problems at the previous corner, turn 2. We generally follow that up with a really bad turn 3, but we nailed it that time. Sufficient. Two-player with Bulbasaur around here. Oh, I think FM20 was quite fun. Click the wall and give ourselves a little bit of damage on the left hand side. Not enough for the component to change colour though on the map. This is always a tricky braking zone to get right. What if you go like that? It isn't. We nailed that one.
Excellent lap. We're all very, very pleased with that one. Nice work. Come on, I'll see you back in the pits.
goodbye for now then, but really we're just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Red Bull Prof in the mud there. Verstappen and Ocon, 11th and 12th. In a second. Right, let's head to the race.
A warm welcome to you all at home for today's Azerbaijan Grand Prix, a race that in its short history has already proven no stranger to drama, and where a fourth row start is just about as likely to give you a podium as pole position, with Lance Stroll and Sergio Perez finishing third from there in 2017 and 2018 respectively. The Baku city circuit measures roughly 6 kilometres and it's made up of 20 corners and 2 DRS zones. The circuit winds around the narrow city, through the old town, and even brushes against the city's medieval walls. However, as beautiful as the setting is, this track is also a ferocious technical challenge, where the smallest of mistakes could lead to a catastrophic consequence for any one of our drivers. Before we begin, and alongside me today...
Right.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
If you know what I can do, Jeff, you'll know exactly why I'll let you down. Problem is these two tryhards and 2 spots behind me. At least the clutch properly this time. That said, it's probably Leclerc I want to stick in the wall. We're actually going to get rid of one of the... Yeah, putting Sainz actually moving ahead of Russell into third. It's a bonus for us. I think we're going to have to move Leclerc, you know. Leclerc down the escape road at turn 1. Might be the play. Been later on the brakes.
Okay, DRS is now available.
Ourselves into the walls, probably not the play then.
Green flag.
What's that say? Ah. Well, that's going to even out the wing if we're to continue there. I'm going to have to brake earlier, bearing in mind that I've got no wing on the right hand side, which is going to make left-handers difficult. Definitely going to make this race a lot more interesting than it could have been. Somebody's going to have to be extra careful. What I don't want to do is back Sainz into Russell. Sainz can pull away from Russell slightly, that'll be massive for us. If Sainz can move over a second ahead of Russell, he won't get the DRS. But we might get it between turns 2 and 3 here. Man from King's Lynn. Yeah, I think Russell's going to have the DRS down the main straight this time. Much quicker past this lap than the AI went. As mentioned, Russell now past Sainz. Hopefully Sainz can get him back on this mini straight we're on now. So if Sainz waits until the final straight of the final lap, absolutely cook George. I think Mr. Russell's going to be well clear of him by that point. Russell 1.7 clear of sight. It's going to be a good result for the Williams driver there. Both cars of his former employer behind him. Senna and Schumacher. Now on the final lap. So it's doing us a proper solid then. Moving up Russell for a lap and a half. Well, I believe that's more of the front wing that come off. Yep. We've got a few more turns that we need to negotiate there. Deliberately take that chicane slowly because otherwise we'd end up in the fence. It's a win for us and a pit stop for me, so I'll leave you in the capable hands of Jeff and Croft.
Congratulations, well done.
Woo! Yes!
Callie Mayer makes history. She wins.
I mean, it looked like they were in a different category at points during the race, led every lap. I mean, what more can we say?
A show-stopping performance from the three drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure.
A return. Probably going to go over level 49 there. Do 750 XP.
Well, what an end to another
Now
fantastic
until
weekend
we
of
hit
racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll
full
see you for the
pass.
next one.
Ocon up from 30 to 8. What a hero he is. Leclerc. Unlucky shell. We get signature success. Secure a driver contract after proposing a counter offer. We know what that means then. At least one of our drivers has signed on the dotted line for next year. See which one it is. Does mean, however, well, not however, but we have 8 trophies remaining. That's into phase 4 with a new facility, tech level 250, 5 invitationals, an overall driver rating of 99 with any driver in driver career, complete 25 dynamic objectives in driver career, participate in 5 online races and 100 clean laps in F1 World.
Bad news, I'm afraid. They were dissatisfied with the terms we sent over. You'll have...
Might need a new second driver at this rate. Advanced talks with Lando. That's what we can get with Lando. I think we got the engineering. Vehicle performance is not quite there. Fan rating is. Messages, we did it. We beat the Mercedes team. So we need to do the manager development in a second. Of course, have durability, which we're not doing. Driver awareness through the roof. Unless you're Ocon, who doesn't want to be part of our championship team. A silly Ocon. Nope, just done that. Driver training, we can do that. Also do long research. Podium victory celebrations are a given. Some driver sim testing. Do some merch as well.
Big news, boss. A new title sponsor is looking to partner with us.
Fernando Alonso is retiring at the end of the season. Just do the upgrades in a second. We don't need any of these research bits done, but we are going to look towards adding all the bits. Adding all the bits makes no sense whatsoever. With then 17, so Ocon Chassis. Need to do the suspension again. Just put on the wrong car, I think. Let's carry on.
Great news. The development of a part is complete, and it's now ready for fitting. Be sure to visit the Assign Upgrades screen when you have a moment.
Oh, we'll do that, Matthias. Just going to click through all of these quick ones, 8, 10 day ones. There. Some of that done. Slowly heading towards level 4s on those. Which round is it? It's 18. So it will be Esteban. Wet qualifying. Sure, I'm a fan of that. Around here. I'll tell you straight out, I'm not a fan of it. Looks like it's going to be wet rather than inters as well, which makes it doubly hard. Several hundred walls that we're going to hit. Doing that and we get it done. Oh, fantastic. 4-track climatization's done. Easy for me to say. Practice 3. Now we're going to look at the ERS management. Well, we can do it in that one. Failed the 8-minute one. And the 50% one. Oh no. Disaster. £525 points isn't terrible though. Happy with that one. We head into our wet qualifying session.
As night falls in Singapore, the track starts to warm up.
Oh, it's just running. I'm not going to complain at that. Thought it was going to be full wet by the icons, but apparently not. Car did not want to go around the first couple of bends. The one we're taking pole by 10th of a second is going to be advantageous. Not a million miles away from the Leclerc. Wouldn't surprise me if the AI takes pole. Go round the corner, there we go. Why are we veering off to the right there? What I was wanting. Yeah, we seem to be fine. Maybe a little knock on the analog stick form for me. Jesus. We're going to start on pole there.
Fantastic, you've got pole position.
Even if it's not convincing one.
With qualifying complete, all that remains now is the main event. We'll be live and
Come on, mate.
uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow.
Still
so
over a
make sure you
second
join.
quicker than Leclerc. Can't be that bad. Hour 23 into the stream, and now I'm going to start moaning about the load times. That one felt really long compared to some of the others.
It's time to take... And alongside me in the commentary box today, former...
Too good for Verstappen, jumping Leclerc as well. Away we go to start Pole Grand Prix. That is definitely a corner cut for me. He has got Leclerc. Nor is this fighting Russell as well. That is perfect for us. As we're battling Mercedes, both the drivers and constructors championships. Whether the drivers or not, going to be dependent on whether the AI can pick up points or controlling the other car. Obviously, if our fellow orange car, McLaren, Lando can move ahead if at least one of the Mercedes, that'll give us a bigger bonus. Quite getting the drive I wanted from the chicane there. That one.
Now use DRS. DRS now available.
Lucky sevens that time there. 4.777. Not as good as Nick's time in one of the practice races last night, where Bahrain he managed to get 127 777. 4 sevens in a row. Am I cheating for comfort doing that? Absolutely. The first to admit it. Deep into the hairpin. All we need. Get this platinum, what I think I need. It's just over a season of my career, sorry, player career. Driver career, we're not playing FIFA stick. Driver career. It's Verstappen or Schumacher to knock that trophy off. In doing so, be able to knock the dynamic objectives off. I don't think we got too many more of those to do for the 25. We get the 99 driver rating one. Obviously in my team we need to knock off the level 4 facilities trophy. I think the rest are all F1 world then. Online races, some clean laps, invitationals, the tech level. I think that's pretty much all we need to do. Probably done the time trial stuff, so it's at least 25 to those clean laps. We could do all of that within 6 streams from here. That's too much. 10-12 hours I think on the platinum. Too sure on whether I'm going to need the same limitations as whoever would be joining me to do them. I would assume so, but something we can look at down the line. Question is, what are we going to play for stream 100 next week? Is stream 100 just going to be the one stream for said game? I've got an idea of what I could do. Move onto something that isn't F1 25. That would be telling. Heading towards the end of this race. Fortunately, Norris, instead of overtaking one of the Mercedes in front of him, has been done by the former Mercedes driver in Schumacher. Well, that probably happened a while ago and I've not been paying attention to the corner. There's the screen. Fireworks to go off as we cross the line.
You worked hard for that one. Congratulations. Well done.
Cheers, Jeff.
Finally what we deserve. Yes!
What do you mean finally what we deserve? I'm winning every race, yeah. Ocon, mate.
Sees the checker.
No, fair enough reason to fire him into the sun. Quite
And with that, we wrap up
level
another
50
weekend
there.
of motors when we come back with more Formula One.
7th for Cali gives us 6 points, which could be quite crucial. Head towards the championship. In terms of the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors. Get wrecked, Mercedes. Fan sentiment says Mercedes mudded.
Boss, we've got interest. There's a sponsor looking to work with us.
Back to that momentarily. Performance. Rivalries. It says Mercedes mud. Heading towards the accolades there. Team stats. There we go. Perfect. Continue it. Putting everybody in that we can. Personnel take longer, as will the corporate engineering side that we're going to do a lot of hard work with. Treatment drive. Do the development long this time. Get the celebration done. As well as the driver sim. All about making sure a load of this. We of course are going to do more merch. More sponsors are interested in us.
Great news. They've accepted.
What do I want? Ocon now. Let's move on to somebody who actually wants to be part of the team. What happens if we get a third driver? We can't do anything we want to do development wise. corporate brand strategists. But we don't look. Already lying to me game. We're going to negotiate with Orlando too. Love if it says you have 3 drivers contracted. Which one do you want to do? Which one do you want to bin? See if we can break the game.
Congrats on winning that rivalry, boss. I chatted to some of their team in the airport, and they were much, quieter than usual. Nice one.
Development. Gotta go back and redevelop the part. They were quiet.
A sponsor is interested in backing our team.
Gonna run out of room to put all of these sponsors at this rate. I know, I have a part. Development. Look at this, we've done everything we need to develop. Literally cannot do more until we get more parts. Where is the next level? Sure, there is the next level I can do straight away. Are we going to have to knock all of this out? I think we are. Impressive looking building. Nearly done with the corporate side of things as well. Engineering. This is not lying to us. It says that we have done these things this time. Sponsor roadmap. Let's do that. We have COTA. Location of our next SRO race next Wednesday. Should have been yesterday, but we swapped it for Bahrain. Of course, you can watch the Bahrain race either on Twitch in the VOD section for the first week up until the week on Wednesday. Well, up until Wednesday rather. So you've got 6 days to watch it on Twitch. You can't catch it on the SRL Stig YouTube channel. Ah, we've got a sprint race. Here we go. That means we're going to split this session in half. Some of the session to do the fuel management, and the other half to do track acclimatization. Hopefully. We get 4 bits done there. We've got a lot of points doing nothing. I might have to do durability. That's right. Thing is, I'll do durability, get rid of all the points, and then I'll open up the other bits, which I need the points for. 10 laps of COTA. You signed up for that. Did enough laps last week to get the American Haas. Just far too many. Hello. Looks like an orange Alex car. Excited to see the other car then. The Ghost. The second car might actually start picking up some good results here. If that is the case, that is massive for the constructors. Hopefully that is the case. Anyone remember the time from last week that I had to beat? No doubt this is actually going to smash it, but the problem stay within the track limits and driving fast enough when we did.
Okay, good job, mate. Really, really well done. That was a fantastic drive. Bring it home.
I don't know why, but 38 comes to mind. I don't think it was.
And that's it for sprint qualifying. Plenty more coming up over the rest of the weekend. So we'll see you all tomorrow.
Come on, the Ocon. Get yourself in the points, lads. Having the sprint races and the second car not being as quick, a disadvantage for what we need. Quite happy to have dry race there. Sorry, dry sprint. What do we have here? Content creators on Twitch playing the new FM. See if we can get a head around some of the screens that are being used. Much different to the previous releases from 24.
And alongside me, bringing glamour.
It's not flirty, crofty. One's back there, you know, Schumacher. What's off there by George? Oh, it's going to disappear into the distance. Max can get Charles, that'll be quite nice for us. Charles getting Norris is less so. Staffen is going back away from the others. Stolen or broken DRS. at the front of this pack.
DRS
Two
now
Mercedes
enabled.
have at
DRS
least.
enabled.
Stopping it's Norris. Sure, Norris started alongside us on the front row. Absolute mare of the first lap. Got a mare of the S's, to be fair. On my track stick. Five rounds after this. Two more sprint races. Qatar and Brazil come to mind. Might just be Qatar as we pick up. Well, I've got warning. Well, the second. Or for exceeding track limits rather than cutting the corner, which did not apply, I don't think.
Final lap, push, push.
So between the white line stick. Might be the fastest way around it. And now Verstappen's broken Norris's DRS. That wasn't given as a track extension. I can get a point or two. Help us a little bit towards what we're after. Hopefully we can get a 10-second win here. That we need to stay within track limits. So we're not going to get 13 seconds clear. There we go.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Woo! Yes!
My thoughts exactly, Callie. Okay. Leclerc, driver of the day. I think it's Mexico next. There we go.
So that wraps up the sprint race, but there's still more action yet to come this weekend. We've got qualifying and, of course, the Grand Prix.
So lucky for Ocon. 9th place. Up a couple from the grid. Did not get a championship point for it in the sprint. Move on to qualifying now for the main 5-lap race.
It's a United States love affair with Formula One.
Don't we know it with the 3 Grand Prix they have on the current calendar? Here, Vegas to come and Miami, which was early in the season. It's actually tempting to do is switch all the parts that we have singles of into AI car rather than our car. Imagine a power play move of getting pole and the race win with no bits on a car. We've only developed one of. Instead of having the AI having all of the parts, giving them a better chance of achieving points. It would also result in me having to change every race. Sounds so much like a chore. Let's not do that. Or I say it out loud, the worse an idea it sounds. If you enjoy watching COTA, you can see the SRO race around COTA next Wednesday. The driver's better than me.
Yes,
We'll be driving it.
excellent lap. We're all very, very pleased with that one. Nice work. Come on, I'll see you back in the pits.
One sounds excited. Go on, Ocon. It's me that Ocon is in 6th. Go on, the Ocon. How many trophies have we got left? 8 more.
And joining me in the commentary box.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me...
Not letting you down, I'll be sticking it in the fence, Jeff. Look, we can see Ocon. Power play rustle down the order here a little bit. He started 2nd and 3rd. Taking Ocon 7th here, to be honest. Very handy towards constructors. Problem is, Russell's going to have DRS on people. Come on, Max, give it to him. Too busy watching the top left of my screen. That's the corners. Lando again gets beaten up on a Mercedes. We're relying on Max making this more of a fight.
Okay, DRS is now available.
Schumacher now ahead of Norris. Solid points for the Ocon would be really nice. What we got now is Russell's going to get DRS from Verstappen. Ocon's started 7th by the looks of it. Absolutely take. Maybe in the next stream of this, we're going to have to actually get our elbows out against the Mercedes. That looks like Ocon's with Norris in between the two Ferraris, which put him in 7th. If Max is holding on to 3rd. Absolutely superb. We're deep into turn 12. Just jinxed that, haven't I? Yep. Well done for opening email, Stig. I think final races of the final 5 races of the season, we're going to have to be creative. We've got Mexico, Brazil, Qatar, Abu Dhabi, and Vegas. Very American, Middle Eastern focus to the back end of the season. Not like F1 Manager. In the sense that you can now jumble up track order in F1, the final F1 Manager they released. Unfortunately, you can only still get the 24 races. In this season, but take them out, jumble them up, and get the calendar you want. Have the options that are given.
Good job, that was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a 2-3 for Mercedes. It's unfortunate. Shoot him 7th for a boy Ocon. Just going to be too far ahead to see if that's accurate. There's no point pressing red directly, we're going to find out in about a minute anyway. Sector 2 on this lap. Bit of a shock. Very flat in the final couple of corners. So win for Callie, get ready for a scream.
Oh, you worked hard for that one. Congratulations. Well done.
Woo! Yes!
It's also going to be driver of the day as well. Whilst we're at it.
She's won again! It's
Victory for Callie Mare.
the faces on our top. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
Go on, Ocon. He beat Senna to 6th place. I'll actually tie us for the main race itself. A little bit of damage, but we'll let him off with that, with his 6th. Apparently we've won the rivalry again. Fan sentiment is going to be rating 8. Does that give us a little bit more title sponsor? Phase 4 cost down. Well, we could do with the personnel improvements going up, but we'll take that. A few more weekly resource points isn't going to be bad for us either. Five races to go of the season.
Exciting news, boss. A title sponsor is interested in working with us.
Owner training, what have we got? Let's increase the rate of hiring personnel when sentiment is positive. Let's do that in a few days. Facility improvements, I'm going to do that momentarily. Personnel, I'm just going to knock off as we go, I think. We're nearly done with the corporate side of things as well. So close to racking up phase 4 there. Just knock these off. One in personnel, one in corporate, 2 in corporate. Even better. Can't even do things. We'll celebrate the victory, of course. Raise the fan rating. Can't do anything in engineering. Can't do anything owner-wise. But the global. I'm interested in our car. Speaking of our car, might be able to put a few more sponsors on. If I put the right section, race gear, driver number style, chaos. Describes us quite well. Of course, need the decal editor. We've got several more sponsors. Cover there. Cover the side of our car. Done the nose. Top. What have we got here? Salve. It's perfect for us. You're not going to see that at all. So Artemis is probably the one. I'm not sure how much of this you're going to see either. To the front of the nose. Up there, we've done all of those slots. Front rating 9 for that to stick on the right hand side. And for the plate of the wing. $10 for the underside of the rear wing, which I think will move the middle sponsor up and then have 2 in the middle there. Rear wing we need level 10 for. Halo on the inside we need 10. Got Salve on the wing. It's not level, but I don't care. Level 10 for that. Halo we need level 9 for. The mirrors we've sorted. Even more money each week. There. What do we need to do? Have we got anything we can develop? Nope, because we need to research first, Stig. 10,000, wow. Right. It is, of course, durability. Right, we may as well research. We have literally nothing else we can spend these on. Do 3 or 4. Just 3. We've still got thousands of points there. Development for engineering. We can that we're getting through phase 3 everywhere. To the personnel next time out. We've got a lot of things we can work on personnel wise, but we haven't got enough slots to do it. And that is where we're going to draw our line for tonight's action. Thank you to everybody for being here, whether you've chatted or lurked, whether you're a first time viewer or a returning regular. Thank you for being here. Next stream for me is not on Sunday. No SRL race thanks to the real life Mexican Grand Prix. Round 6 of the SRL will take place at COTA on Wednesday, 9:15 UK for that. 10:15 next Thursday for Trophy Hunting 100, unless I change. Keep your eye on the socials for that. The SRL race will be on YouTube at 1 o'clock Thursday morning. Trophy hunting will follow at midday the day after we do it on stream for YouTube. So F1 SRL Thursday at 1 AM. Trophy Hunting 100 will follow midday, day after we do it on stream for YouTube. And for YouTube, thank you and goodbye.